Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through some of the problems on the 4C assignment. First one we're going to take a look at here is number 2. Okay, it says each month Colin pays $2 per gigabyte for mobile phone data up to his allowance, then a higher rate for excess data. What's Colin's data allowance? So you can tell right here it's the slope is a little bit flatter, so that's his original data allowance, and this is after he's reached his data allowance. So his data allowance is 10 gigabytes, right? Because if you go straight down there, there's our 10 gigabytes. Okay, at what rate is Colin charged for excess data? So we basically just want to find the slope of this line here. So follow that line until you get a nice point, which is right here. And we'll do rise over run, so that each one of these lines is 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 over 5, 10. So it's going to be $50 every 10 gigabytes. So it's going to be $5 per gigabyte. Okay. How much does Colin need to pay for using 15 gigabytes of data in a month? So really we can just use this graph to figure that out. We can just go right up here and say, oh, that's 50, that's 40. So it looks like it's about $45 for 15 gigabytes of data. Okay, and then what data usage would result in a bill of $60? So we can go over on 60 here, over to right there, and go straight down, which looks like that's a little bit past the middle, so I'm going to call that about $18. That's what I'm going to go with. Or sorry, 18 gigabytes, not bucks. 18, because they're asking how much it's going to cost. $60, that's 18 gigabytes. Okay? Okay. Number 6 we've got here. The graph shows the cost for refrigerator services. Find the cost of a service which takes 20 minutes. So this is called what we call a step graph, because it basically looks like steps. And it's basically like a flat rate up to a certain point here. So find the cost of service which takes 20 minutes. So here's 15. There's 30. What are each of these 5 minutes? So there's 20. So if we go straight up on that, that's going to cost $75. 45 minutes, we go up here, and that is, as long as we stay just under 45 or right at 45, that's going to cost us $95. If it was 46 minutes, then we'd be up to $115. Okay, so find the maximum time for a service costing $55. So $55, the max we can get would be 15 minutes. And then for 115 is this one, so the max time we could take for that would be 60 minutes. Predict the cost of an 80-minute service, stating any assumptions that you're making. So if we look here, each 15 minutes we're going up 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So we're going up 5, 10, 15, 20 each time. So we go 5, 10, 15, 20. And that's going to take us over the next, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 15 minutes. So that's up to 70. That's only going to be up to 75, right? And then we're going to go up, 4 more. So that's going to be another 20. So that's 20 plus another 20, right? Because don't each of these go up by 20? I got to double check here. 55 to 75 is a difference of 20, right? So it's going to go up 20. And then the other one's going to be up off the screen here, another 20. So it's going to be an extra $40 past the 115. So 115 plus 45, I'm going to go with $160. That's pretty expensive, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. Okay. If I did 45, it should be 40, right? So that's there. I've got an eraser. I should just use that. So 115 plus 40 is going to give us 155. Okay? Okay. Last one we're going to take a look at here is number 9. Use the income tax rates in example 3 to answer the following problems. I copied the income table tax right here. Minimum wage in the UK is 7.83 pounds an hour. Find the annual tax paid by a person working on minimum wage for 36 hours per week, 50 weeks of the year. So let's figure out how much they make total. Okay, so let's clear that out. So they're making, oh, come on. Okay, there we go. 7.83 times 36 means that they're making about 281 pounds per week for 50 weeks. So we multiply that by 50, and that gives them, they make about 14,094 pounds in the year. Oops, YR in the year. Okay, so then find the annual tax. So really it's like 20% of a pound above 11,850. So all we have to do is figure out how much more than 11,850 they made. So subtract 11,850. Because if you make less than that, they're basically saying you're not making enough money where we should be taking taxes from you, so they don't. So they're only taxed on 2,244 of the pounds that they make. So we take that 2244, multiply it by 0.2, and that means their taxes for the year are going to be 448.80 or 448.8, and that's our, let's see if I can make this lovely little pound symbol there. So that's how much they end up paying total tax that they pay over the year. Okay, and then looking at C here, on April 1st, 2018, UK's Prime Minister's total salary was 153,907. How much income tax did the Prime Minister pay? So they made over 150. So what they do is they're going to pay a flat rate of 48,360 plus 45% every pound over 150,000. So if we simply take their 153,907, 153,907, and we subtract the 150, oops, that was just not even close, 150,000, I forgot several zeros. There we go. That means that they got taxed 45% on the remaining 3,907. So we take that, multiply by 0.45, and that's 1758.15. So we have the original amount of tax here plus 1758.15, 58.15. Add those together. Basically, we add that to 48,360 plus 48,360, and they paid a total tax of 51,1815. And that's again in pounds. That's a lot of tax. That's pretty close to about a third of what they made. Okay. What percentage of the Prime Minister's income was paid in income tax? Well, we're going to actually figure that out then, I guess, aren't we? Okay, so we're simply going to take that 50,118, the tax, and divide by the total amount that they made, and that tells us a percentage of 32.6% about. So 32.6% of what they made was paid to income tax. Okay? Whereas back up here, like with the person didn't make as much, that's a much, much lower percentage. Not that they're asking, but let's just take a look. Okay, so that interest, that percentage there, we would take 448.8 and divide that by 14,094. And they only paid 0.03, so they paid about 3% of what they made into taxes, whereas this person paid 32.6. So it's just the way taxes work. All right, that's all we have for the 4C problems. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask in class. Thanks.